Alright, yo, back with another one. Today is gonna be like a different change of subject, different change of flow. So again, for those of you who do or may not know me, I'm a big fan of Berserk. Alright, Berserk is in my top 5 anime of all times. So it was definitely the saddest news to hear that the author, passed. That news happened a while ago, but everybody was kind of debating what's gonna happen with the series. Like what's gonna happen with the manga. Like they left it at a place where it was like a medium point. You could tell like the series was like at a medium point where, all right, Casca's finally getting her memories back somewhat. Before she was like damn near mute, but now she's actually gaining consciousness and communicating with people. She's not like just like she felt like an inanimate object at some point in the manga where like she wasn't talking to anybody. Also, warning, but there's gonna be spoilers in this, so if you're not like a die-hard Berserk fan, don't watch this. Don't read the manga. Like if you read the manga, none of this should be crazy. But if you don't read the manga, I can see how you would get upset by what you're about to hear, right? But please read the manga. Like I said, Berserk is definitely a very, very good series. I mean, that's the best I could describe it. It's like dark fantasy at its finest. Like it started out at a place where I was like, okay, I didn't know where it was going, but then the direction that it went, I feel like Berserk is one of those shows that epitomizes revenge. It epitomizes revenge in like the best kind of sense, where it's like, yo, you want the main character to win, but everything is just stacked up against him. I always say this in my synopsis for shows, like, hey, I judge a good series by its villains, not so much by its protagonists. People kind of put these protagonists on like a pedestal. I'm just like, all right, like I get it, it's good, but like there's no point in having Superman if none of the villains match up to it. Like there's no drama. There's no content. If this guy beats everything, what is it to watch? We want the competition. We want the controversy. So it's like, hey, like you judge a good show by its villain, and Berserk had one of the finest villains of all time. Griffith is that dude. I don't want to say the N-word, gotta get monetized, but Griffith is that cat. All right, he's that dude. He keeps winning, and the main character keeps losing, and that's what draws, I would like to think most people, at least that's what draws me to the show. I'm like, man, Guts gotta get a W. But they left the series in a state where, with this guy's passing, everything is just at a standstill, meaning, in theory, Griffith got everything he wanted. It's kind of insulting because he's at a point where he's damn near trying to create, I feel like, a whole new brand of the Hawks. And a lot of people in the actual series noticed that. I remember the dude who called out Griffith, like slapped him and walked away. Griffith and his goons were there like, yo, you want to take him out? He's like, nah. Because he already knows what it is. He already knows how dirty he did his previous team. Like this guy did his previous team so dirty, he pretty much sacrificed all of them. But that's the epitome of a villain. Like, yo, I sacrificed all of them to get what I want. And he had no remorse whatsoever. I feel like in some series now, the bad guy has some sense of remorse, which is cool, but that's what made him stand out, and that's the kind of energy I want to bring to my series. I would be denying it if I said like, hey, I drew no inspirations from Berserk. There are definitely elements of Berserk in my own series, Citizen Evil. So just a lot of inspiration and passion from what they brought, and motivating me, like, yo, like getting that feeling. I want to give people that feeling. I feel like stories for the most part are not like crazy. Like you don't have to be like crazy original or crazy out the box. You just gotta be able to, at least in my opinion, give the people, the audience, whoever's watching, reading, that feeling. You want to feel that feeling when you watch something or read something so dope, and it's like, yo, is there more content like this? Like, I would love to read more or watch more. I want to give people that feeling. All right. Once you have that feeling, it's hard to let it go, and that's what I hope to bring in my own series. But the way Berserk ended, at least like in terms of like the manga, it wasn't a bad place. Like I said, it was more so like all right, so he's on this kind of, which like, I won't call it paradise, but like a dimension kind of separate from reality. And Guts' team, if you want to call it a team, I feel like he just kind of goes on a journey, people just kind of follow him. He's that kind of character. Like, reminds me of myself, where it's like, hey, you're not trying to have people follow you, you're good by yourself, but people just gravitate towards you. So him and his posse end up on this kind of witch dimension, and they're pretty much prospering. They're having a good time. Like, there's no drama, no anything. I feel like the series was kind of shifting at a point where, you know, he's coming for them. You know, like, I feel like he kind of figured out the witch dimension for the most part. Like, he's aware of it. He was going to come find them and kind of trash the place. So, I mean, I feel like that's where the series kind of left off at, you know, but the way things are now, it kind of seems like, all right, so they're going to release this new chapter, right? I think it was 364, I believe. So they're going to release chapter 364, and then kind of take things from there. They're going to put, you know, the author's notes in that last chapter. So I have no clue if the series is going to continue. If the series doesn't continue, they left it at a good place. Definitely unsatisfying. So I'm not gonna cap. Like, it's like, oh nah, it's a perfect place. No, like, we don't know who won. At least in my head, I'm like, I need to know who won. Like, does Guts actually get his revenge? Does he actually right the wrongs of what happened to him, or does Griffith just steal the W? The way it seems is like Griffith steals the W, and that's it. That's the series. Which, I mean, it's definitely unsatisfying. You hope for a more climactic ending, so maybe that's not going to be the case anymore. Maybe it still is. I'm not sure if they plan to continue it, but I'll be wrong in myself if I don't speak on Berserk. Like I said, in terms of my shows, and I'm a very annoying critique, hence, you know, my name, My Annoying Senpai, but Berserk is the top 5 for me. That's a big deal. I don't put any kind of show, anime, manga top 5, so it's definitely top 5, and if it ends this way, honestly, it'll still be top 5. Just, in my head, I'm just like, it's not the ending it was supposed to be. I knew there was supposed to be a more climactic ending. I knew it was supposed to be more so of an ending with Guts versus Griffith again. Like, it didn't need to be a final showdown. You know how people talk about Naruto and Sasuke and, you know, certain characters having like a final showdown? Like, imagine if, which is never gonna happen, I feel like I always grab on Dragon Ball Z, but imagine if like Goku and Vegeta never fought again. You know, like, they never fought to see who was strongest. Clearly Goku's strong, there's no debate about that, but with Guts and Griffith, it's like, yo, with Guts having that armor, I don't know. You know, Guts and his pure hatred might push him to win. Nobody knows, but clearly it's in Griffith's favor. But just, you want to see that final showdown. You know, even if Guts ends up losing, it's just like, they've been together for so long, Griffith and Guts. Just like their whole relationship, like they deserve that one final matchup, and it will be like a wild ending if Griffith does end up doing everything he wanted to. Like, he pretty much conquered the world and created it to his image. But you know, just the relationship that him and Guts have, I feel like they do deserve like a final showdown. That's my personal opinion. But again, I'll have a better review when the chapter finally drops. This next chapter, I was told they're dropping sometime in September. I think September 10th, if I'm wrong. Definitely apologize for that. But it's dropping sometime in September with the creator's notes in there. So I'm definitely curious to know what the chapter is going to be like, and then what they plan to do with it moving forward. Like I said, regardless of what they choose to do, the way the series is right now isn't bad. But, you know, for diehard Berserk fans, at least in my opinion, we just want to see that final showdown. We know it was coming. Griffith versus Guts one last time, and I can't lie, it would definitely break my heart if I can't see that. If that never comes to fruition, it's like, damn. Like, you have to almost crown Griffith the winner. You kind of almost have to, because he's been winning up until this point, but Guts is just that cat, just that tenacity. It's like, yo, you gotta love this guy's anger. It always pushes him to like win in fights, and he dogs it out, man. He dogs out in fights. So I would love to see a rematch one last time before the series does come to its unfortunate conclusion. But the way things are, this is a life. That's why you gotta try to complete as much as possible. Try not to procrastinate. Not trying to say the author was procrastinating, but for my own series, you know, I don't want to procrastinate. I want to make sure like I already planned out everything in terms of like the whole story for Citizen Evil. So whatever happens, like the blueprint is still there for it to be finished, basically. So I mean, that's where things are. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole, you know, Berserk chapter coming out. That might be the final chapter. And yeah, next video coming out will be a more in-depth video about Citizen Evil, so just be on the lookout for that. All right, your man MAS is out.